I love being a relief veterinarian because I get to meet new people, talk to new people, learn new things every time I go into a new hospital. I also like traveling, and I'm licensed in California and Texas. So if I go out of state for a few weeks, I could definitely do that and still work. Just like with any job, there are tough days, but most of the time it's very rewarding. My name is Sidrah Nisar. I'm 30 years old. I made about $386,000 living in Corona, California in 2024, working as a veterinarian. I went from making $125,000 a year to $386,000 a year, moving from working as a full-time veterinarian to a relief veterinarian. I only do cats and dogs. I definitely found my niche in small animal medicine. I was definitely always an animal lover growing up. I am allergic to cats and dogs and any type of fur, so it was a little thing I had to overcome, but I definitely am very happy with my career choice. Most of our day is filled with sick pets that we're treating, and most of the day is talking to owners and communication and doing notes. There's a lot behind the scenes that you don't see. We definitely don't play with kittens and puppies all day. That's a part of our job, but it is not our entire job. Most of my income is through picking up shifts through RU, and then I also have the supplemental income as a RU ambassador, and I do pick up a few shifts outside of RU. I have an accountant that helps me manage mostly everything, and then my fiance has like a whole budget plan for us and helps me manage my finances now. I think I realized pretty early on like the significant increase of income that I could have being a relief veterinarian. I was able to do more with my money. Like I invested in a house. I was able to invest more into my retirement funds and my future. The challenges I faced buying a house was the fact that I'm not full-time, so I don't have the proof of like consistent paycheck and income. But thankfully with the RU, they provided me with a letter saying that I do have the income. They provided a list of all the shifts that I picked up. I am very grateful for the opportunities I have been given. I didn't think I would ever be this young and owning a house on my own. I bought my house before getting engaged and getting married, and then after we get married, we're gonna split the house cost 50-50. We are for sure planning on going on a honeymoon. Since we are spending so much money on the wedding, we have not planned the honeymoon yet. We're postponing that until next year. I think saving for retirement is definitely easier. With the income that I'm making, I'm able to put a lot more towards retirement, so hopefully retire a lot sooner than I initially planned. Growing up, a lot of family members were veterinarians, and that led my path to becoming a veterinarian. I finished my undergrad in about 2 years, and then I went to Cayman Islands, and I attended St. Matthew's University for my vet school. My older sister is also a veterinarian. I saw her going to St. Matthew's, and I thought, this is my path. It took me 3.5 years to finish vet school. I did about 2.5 years on the island, and then I did a year of clinical year in Illinois. My entire family is in Southern California, so I knew that the Midwest was not for me, and I had to come back to SoCal. I thankfully did not have to take out any loans. My parents paid for my undergrad and my vet school. When I first started off, I started with corporate. They definitely got me with their sign-on bonus. And then I moved to private practice. I just like the idea of free flow with private practice. And I just like the energy more than corporate. It was amazing making $125,000 out of school. I was going from making $0 and relying on my parents to now I had more money than I could handle. It was stressful initially having that money because I didn't know anything about taxes or how to handle finances. A little spoiled growing up. My sister actually introduced me to Rue. She started picking up the shifts, and then I saw how much more money she was making and the freedom. I had a schedule that I had to fit with working full-time, but with Relief, you definitely have flexibility. And with Rue, you can pick up shifts whenever you want to pick up shifts. With full-time salary, you definitely have a guaranteed pay. That's always the one setback of being a relief veterinarian. You kind of always have to be hustling and looking for work, but that's the benefit of having Rue, is that they kind of do the work for you. I honestly go on the app and I'll just pick a selection of dates that I'm available, and then I'll go through who's closer, if I've worked there before, if I like the staff, if it's urgent care versus ER versus GP appointments. As a relief vet, I work about 50 to 60 hours, sometimes 40. And as a full-time doctor, I was working 40 to 50 hours a week. But it honestly depends on how many shifts you want to pick up as a relief vet. My work-life balance has definitely changed since becoming a relief veterinarian. I definitely am able to leave work at work, and I don't bring it home with me, versus being a full-time vet. I feel like I was consistently just thinking about my job when I wasn't at work. Challenges of being a veterinarian, I think, are mostly people thinking that we're all just in it for the money. The costs that are quoted to you go into our time, the supplies, the staff. I think that's the biggest challenge, is trying to explain we're not taking every single penny that we charge you into our pockets. I think when I get pregnant and become a mom, I would reduce my hours. I do think post-COVID, there was a little shift in attitude and such. So there are definitely difficult days. I think it's just mainly the patience that people have with us. I think it's become a lot less, but mostly rewarding. I would not go into relief right out of school, because you definitely have a lot to learn, and doing that full-time job and learning from your mentor is very, very important. It's hard to see animals that are sick, but it's also our job to treat them. As long as they're able to go home, or we're able to give them a better future, it's not that hard. It definitely tugs on my heart for when there's an emotional euthanasia, but when I see a sick pet, it's just a patient that we get to treat and save.